Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful people of the Thrive community. You are welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our first live mentoring session in the year 2025. If you're live with me, I need to see you in the chat. Just tell me, I'm here. I'm here. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're joining from. I know we've had you for a couple of days in our exclusive WhatsApp community. We've shared a number of things with you, and this is the first time we're getting into the session. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Anulu Apo is here. Who else is here? I need to see how many of you are here and where are you joining from? Fantastic, fantastic. Let me know where you are joining from. This is an awesome day. We're going to have a beautiful time today. It's going to be an awesome moment of sharing and learning. Beautiful. I see Bridget. Bridget is joining from Lagos. Elewani is joining from South Africa. Beautiful. Smart Said is joining from Lagos. Temitope is joining from Lagos. Angela is joining from Ado Ekiti. Portia is joining from Ghana. Wendy is joining from South Africa. Guys, we have a global tribe here, right? So I know that it will be different time zone, right? But we're going to make this work for all of us. Oh, beautiful. I'm seeing you guys already. I see Bola from Abuja, Teju from Ibadan, Chidima from Lagos. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Go and wake up every other triber. Go and wake them up. Tell them we are live. We are live. We are here live and direct, and it's about to go down. It's about to go down, guys. I'm so pumped, so happy, so thrilled. We are here finally, and it's such a joy. It's such a joy. Yay! We are here live. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm loving the energy. Come on, give it to me in the chat. Give it to me in the chat. I want to feel the energy. Tell me I am here, where you're coming, where you're joining from, your name and where you're joining from. Fumilayo from Lagos. Amazing, amazing. Guys, I'm so pumped. I'm so happy. It's such an honor to do this with you, right? I thank you so much for the belief you have in me. Oh, wow. Amazing, amazing stuff. I'm so happy to have you here. It's such a joy, to be doing this with you. That is something that has been on my heart for a very long time. Honestly, you have no idea. I've always had to do engage with people one-on-one. I've done mentoring with different other structuring, or should I say structure platforms, right? But I wanted to create a community where we can give back and have our own discussion, and yeah, discussions that are not filtered. Do you understand? And I'm so happy that I'm getting to do this with you. If you can hear me loud and clear, just let me know. I want to be sure you're hearing me so that you don't miss out anything at all that I'm going to be sharing with you today. As you already know, my name is Abiola Dejiro, and people popularly call me Biola Flow. So feel free, call me Biola Flow. That's my name, right? And it's a honor to welcome you to our very first session. Welcome you first of all into the community of Thrivers. The idea of this community is that we want to thrive together. We want to grow together. We are a generation that the world is waiting for. We are the generation that are going to make the changes that we've been talking about, that our parents' generation have been talking about. We are that generation that are going to bring that change to happen, right? We are the change makers, right? So guess what? You are here by yourself, but you are going to be in a thriving community of other people who are also change makers like yourself. Sometimes when you don't believe in yourself, just go and plant yourself in a community of believers and borrow their belief. Someone type for me in the chat box, I want to borrow belief. I want to borrow belief. believe that you can do extraordinary things, believe that you can deliver on the amazing opportunities and possibilities that are possible for us this year. I don't know what the theme in your own church. I'm a believer. I'm a person of faith. So you will probably hear me talk a little bit about, my faith, the word of God and all of that, right? That's part of the package. Amazing, right? So you probably have had different themes for the year. It's a year of possibility, our year of dominion, a year of extravagant grace, our year of light, and all of that. Amazing. I love it all, right? I love it all. What is important is that you also have to position yourself in a place that allows you to bring all of those things to work in your life. All right. So, welcome to this mentorship community. This is not a community of slackers. This is a community of doers. This is a community of people who are ready to bet on themselves and bet on the vision that God has placed inside of them. Do you see? This is a community of people who want to level up. This is a community of people who want to move to the next level in their lives, in their career, in their business, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you represent. This is the community. This is not a place where you come and be looking at other people. This is not a place where you're watching other people bringing their own awesomeness, amazingness, their light, and all of that. No, we are doers. If there is anything that you're going to get from me, it is something that I think is my superpower, which is rapid execution on the vision that is clear that God has given to me. If there is anything that has transformed my life, if there is anything that has made me to the woman that I am and the woman that I'm becoming, it is the fact that I run very quickly with the ideas, the inspiration that God gives me. And so I'm hoping that this community is also going to be a community of people that take action, people that are not waiting for somebody to come and motivate them, people that believe in themselves and believe in their God given ability, people that are going to take action on the things that they are learning. I love it as you're putting in that you're coming in, just tell us where you're joining from and, just settle in. Okay. So we're just trying to prep the floor so that as many of you that will join online come online and then we get straight into the conversation. A brief story, about my background. For those of you that may not know me very closely, the first of four children. Yeah, so from the age of 10 or even maybe much earlier, I have just always felt this responsibility, this sense of responsibility of leadership, of providing leadership. Remember, I don't know how many of you are firstborns, but you know, while I was growing up, I was that child where the parents are going out and they will say, "Take look after your siblings." Yeah, even from as little as age 7, age 8. So I'm the one that is taxed with the responsibility, even at that age when I'm still trying to be a child myself, right? With the responsibility of looking after other people. And if they do anything that they're not supposed to do, I'm the one that gets punished for it. So even though I was a child, I got to a point where I really had to mature very quickly. And then because you're the first child, it's almost as though you are the one setting the standard for the people that are coming behind you. So what that meant was that I felt a lot of responsibility. I felt like I needed to set a standard, that my siblings were going to be looking up to. When I also looked around me, I didn't see a lot of success around me. I saw a lot of poverty around me. I think my parents were kind of like middle class or maybe lower middle class. Yeah. We didn't lack, but we also didn't have abundance in that sense. We were just okay. But even what I saw around me was a lot of mediocrity, a lot of poverty. And even as a child, I started to ask questions. I started to ask questions because I was trying to understand, could there be a better life? Could there be something, bigger than what I see all around me? The only person that looked like a resemblance of success in my family, when I say my family, I mean my maternal home and my paternal family, were my auntie and of course her husband, who were medical doctor and pharmacist, and they had their own practice in Lagos. So whenever they came home, they were the people that we all looked up to, like, okay, these guys are the real guys, they are the successful people. And I really just looked up to them. And just growing up as a child, I wanted to be a doctor because that was the only thing I saw growing up. It just felt to me like if you wanted to be successful in life, be a doctor. That was the only thing I knew, right? So I wanted to be a doctor. I was reading, I was studying, I'm a fantastic, brilliant science student. Another thing that I also noticed growing up was the fact that I looked at both sides of my family and I realized that nobody, nobody, at least as far as I know, within the lineage had done their SSCE once. All I saw around me were people that attempted their WAEC like 3, 4 times before they made it. Do you understand? So I saw a lot of mediocrity all around me. I saw people who were having 2, 3, 4 marriages. There was just a whole lot going on. And as a child growing up, I had big expectations and I kept asking questions, right? Are there people that have this kind of results that I'm thinking about? Because these things are in my mind, but I really can't see them, you know? And I imagined a world where I would write my WAEC and I would make it at once, in one sitting. Guess what, guys? That was what happened to me. So, what we're talking about today, I'm trying to lay a background for you so that you will understand that goal setting or writing down goals is not just about documenting it. It's first of all in your mind, and then what you do to translate that thing to a goal. As at this time in my secondary school, I didn't understand goal setting. So it wasn't like, oh, I documented my goals, I was now tracking it, I was now following up. No. But you know what? There were certain things that I desired. There were aspirations that were in my mind. There were images that were forming in my mind that I thought was possible. And the question in my mind is, what do I need to do to make this thing happen for me? What do I need to do to become this image that I see in my mind? Guess what? I wrote my WAEC and my GCE in the same year. My WAEC, I had 7 distinction, one sitting. My GCE, I had 6 distinction, 6 distinction and 3 credits. My WAEC, I had 7 distinction, 2 credits. And then I also blasted my jam. You know, you need to see the excitement in my family. My father literally took my result and went to the family house. They were jubilating and celebrating because I was the first person. So I broke the jinx, right? In my lineage of having somebody who wrote WAEC and GCE for the first time at the extension level. Now, I'm sharing this story with you so that you will know that there is nothing that you think has become a pattern in your lineage that if you purposed in your heart to change, that you cannot change. I remember the words of my darling friend DDK. She would say something like, even if you did not come from a wealthy lineage, purpose in your heart that a wealthy lineage will come out of you. I know a lot of you that are in my tribe also came from DDK tribe. So you can, relate with some of the things that I'm talking about. And so I'm prepping your mind so that you will understand the mindset that you bring into a year that will deliver for you. This year is not going to be a year of dominion, a year of possibilities, a year of this, a year of that, just because you're saying it. It's not just about affirmations. There are things you must do. There is a woman, a man that you must become before you begin to see those realities. So, what did I do as a secondary school student at the time? All the odds were against me. Those were the days where, and I'm happy that my sister is also on this call. So, I mean, really, you know, those were the days where there will be no light to even study. Yeah. So you study with lantern. Do you guys remember lantern? Anybody here? Those kerosene lantern. Those were the things I used to study. And I remember that there was a time that while I was cleaning the glass of the lantern, I broke it. And so my parents, maybe out of, trying to discipline me or something, they didn't replace it. And so what that meant was that I had to be saving my lunch money to buy candle that I would use to read in the night. That was how much I how serious I was about this goal that I had set for myself. I was going to make my WAEC in one sitting at distinction level. That is just one example in my life. That was what I was willing to do, even as a child. I wrote my WAEC maybe at 15, age 15 or thereabouts, or 16. Yeah. But at that age, I didn't need anyone to tell me this is what you will have to do to make this thing work. I just knew. I was taking extra classes. I dissected all my subjects. I knew where my strength was. I knew where I needed help. I knew, the ones that I needed to speak to somebody about, the ones that I needed to go and buy an additional textbook for. I knew what I needed to do, and I was down to it. I was that child that would read till late in the night, and my parents would have to come and tell me, "Oh yeah, it's time to go to bed. Go and sleep." I was so dogged. I was so dogged because I know that there is something you must do for you to achieve the results that you want. There is something you must do to achieve the goals that you have set. We've been setting goals. I'm sure we've all set goals this year, or you're still in the process of setting goals. And we've set goals in prior years as well. What happened to those goals? Yes, I know I've gotten into my topic for the day already, but you get it. You already know it, right? We're talking about turning your goals to gold, how to make the most of 2025. This is a community of people that are going to achieve their amazing results this year. You're going to achieve extraordinary results this year because you're willing to do the work, because you will bring yourself to the demand of the work that you need to do. Why are we having this conversation? We want to focus on how to move from setting goals to achieving them with intention and strategy so that your 2025 becomes a breakthrough year for you. That is really what we're talking about. The first time I ever set goals, like properly documenting my goals, was in 2005. I was in the university at this time. And for those of you that know PK, Pastor Kole Shorian, Pastor Kole Shorian was my university pastor at the time. And he was the one that really taught us goal setting. And so for the very first time in my life, I wrote a 5-year goal for every aspect of my life, my career or my academics at the time, the kind of career that I wanted, the kind of marriage I wanted, everything that I wanted to do. I remember writing in my goals, my 5-year goal at the time, that I wanted to be married by year 2010, which was the final year for my 5-year goals, right? And guess what? I actually got married in 2010. By the time I looked at the goals that I wrote 5 years, more than 80% of the things that I wrote 5 years ago had come to pass. I'm sharing this with you for you to understand the power of visioning, the power of writing your goals and running with it. What I did in that year in 2005, after writing my 5-year goals, I then broke it down to year three. Year three, I described where I must be by year three because I knew, right? I knew that if I could achieve my goal by year three, by what I had imagined, by things I had written, and how I had described what my life would look like in year three, there was a high chance that by year five, I will have realized a significant part of the goal that I had written. Do you see? So what I did was I broke it into three. So I had my 5-year goals, then I had my 3-year goals, which was a subset of the 5-year goal, and then I had my 1-year goal. So what that then meant was that in that first year of writing that goal, what are the things that I must have done? Remember, everything is coming from the 5-year goal. So in year one, what must I have done? Year two, year three, year four. Every year I was going back to the 5-year goal to revisit it, make changes where necessary for things that were no longer necessary or that were no longer required, or maybe time had passed by it and it was just not, a goal I wanted to pursue anymore. I made those changes as I moved along. But the first time I started writing goals down, which is why I feel like I'm qualified to teach you this thing that I'm teaching you today. It's 20 years that I've been doing goal setting, active goal setting. If there is anything you see, if you know me, if you've been following me, if there's anything you see about my life that you admire, I'm sharing with you, without holding anything back, the secrets that made the woman that I am today and the woman that I'm still becoming. Because guess what? I'm still on the becoming journey. I'm not yet there. There are still bigger things that I'm aspiring to do. Do you see? I'm telling you the intentional things that I did. I lived my life based on intentionality. I was very intentional, so doggedly focused that everything that looked like distraction, I attacked it as if I was attacking a devil. I remember when I was in secondary school, I was so focused on achieving my goal of, getting all my results at distinction level and getting it all at once, that every guy that came around me, of course, I had a lot of guys as friends and all that. I'm happy to be your friend though. But the day you come to me and you say you're having feelings, that we should start doing boyfriend and girlfriend, that's the day I cut you off. Because that day I'm already like, this is devil trying to distract me, trying to derail me. I attacked you like the devil. I will just stop talking to you. It was that serious. It was that serious because I didn't want any distraction. I saw a lot of girls in my school at the time who had boyfriends, who go for parties and do all manner of things. Oh, the day you tell me that you're having feelings and you want to be something more than just us being friends, that's the end of the friendship. That's the end. There's no conversation. I was really that serious. Very serious. So again, I'm saying all of this to say there are things you must do. There are things you must stop doing. There are decisions that you must make. And it's your life, right? And there is nobody that is going to make those decisions for you. It is you making those decisions by yourself. Why is this conversation even important? Only 8% of people actually achieve what they call their New Year resolutions. Do we still have people writing resolutions? I don't even know. Do people still write New Year resolution? This is a study by University of Scranton. Yeah, they did that study and they realized that only 8% of people actually achieve their New Year resolution. People come into the New Year, new me. This is the year you want to shed the weight. This is the year you want to make the money. This is the year you want to get the promotion. This is the year you want to do this and do that. Oh, people still write New Year resolutions. Okay, good for them. But I would say move from New Year resolutions, because your goals cannot be things that you just pick from the air, things that you just like. It must be connected to a vision that you deeply believe in, a vision that has anchored your life. Because sometimes in the journey of pursuing your goals, you will find distractions along the way. There are days you will wake up and you will not feel like doing the things that you're supposed to do. Not because you don't want to do them, but you're just not in your element. What will carry you on those days? It is the vision and the picture of the future that you're seeing. That is what is going to carry you. It's not because you've written these fantastic goals that we're talking about. No, that's not what's going to carry you. On those days when you wake up and you are discouraged, when you're putting in the work and it looks like the math is not mathing, right? As we say in local parlance in Nigeria, on those days, it is the vision that you have caught, that you are anchored in. That is what will carry you on those days. That is what will help you show up on a daily basis, even if you don't feel like. So, goals fail because they often lack alignment with purpose. Goals fail because there is no clarity. Goals fail because there are no actionable plans to back it. If there is anything that is going to make you to make the most of 2025 and convert your goals to gold, then you need to go and ask yourself, all these goals that you have written, what are they anchored on? On what premise have you set this goal? What are you trying to achieve? What has been revealed to you? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about yourself? Let me tell you one secret. Hmm. Goals don't transform your life. No, they don't. There is a popular author, James Clear. He said, we don't fall to the degree of, our goals. We fall, or we don't rise to the degree of our goals, we fall to the degree of our systems and structures. So it is not the goals that you have written right now that is going to transform your life. It is the systems that you've built in your life, around your life, that is going to transform you. And guess what those systems are? Your daily habits, the things you do on a day to day. We're talking about 2025, we're in January. Today is already 18th. If you're going to be successful in year 2025, every day of this year will determine that. It is not when you wake up in June, you now realize, oh, am I successful or not? Or maybe when you're doing your end of quarter review and all that. No, every day contributes to whether you're going to achieve those goals. The things that you've done today now, whether you have achieved your goals, you have done all the things that you've set out to do or not, all of them are adding up. All those things that you were supposed to do that you said, let me do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week. Guess what? That's it. Everything is going to be building up. So it is not goals that transform your life. No, just change your mindset. It is not goals. If you've not heard it before, you've heard it from me now. It is not goals that transform your life. As powerful as that is, as powerful as goal setting is, that is not what transforms your life. It is the systems that you put in place to achieve those goals. I remember there were days in my secondary school, because I was so bent on making this my A levels and getting my result at distinction level. There were days that I would feel like sleeping, but I knew that I needed to study in the night. And so I'll put my leg inside water so that I will not sleep. There were days I did crazy things like that. There were days I studied hours on end. I didn't need anybody to tell me to study. It was because of what I saw and what I knew and what I wanted, my ambition and the aspirations that was ahead of me. I knew it was going to take something from me. So I needed to organize my life in such a way that I made room for the things that I needed to do. So it is the things that you do, and every day must count. Every day must count. So what I want to share with you is not just goal setting as per goal setting, because I know that a lot of you have set goals. If you have set goals, just type for me in the chat box. Just type yes if you've already set your goals for 2025. And if you have not set your goals for 2025, just put, in fact, let's do 1 and 2. If you have set your goals for 2025, put 1 in the chat box. If you have not set your goals for 2025, put 2 there. So 1 and 2, that's what I want to see. 1, 2. 1, I have set my goals for 2025. 2, I have not set my goals for 2025. Okay, I want to see okay, I'm seeing a lot of ones coming. If you haven't set your goals, it's fantastic. There are times that it takes me 3 weeks of ruminating over what the year is meant to be before I finally say, okay, this is the blueprint I'm running with for the year. Okay, I see a lot of tools. That is fantastic. I love it. I love your honesty. Great, 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 great. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. You've set your goals for the year. 1, I haven't set any goals for the year, or I'm not even clear what this year is going to be about. 2, okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And part of this conversation is that you're going to get a goal setting template. For those of you that have not set your goals, because we're not going to talk all this talk and not be able to match it with action. Okay? So you're going to get a goal setting template at the end of this class. You'll get it in the WhatsApp group. Okay? So you will know how to set your goals, and I will talk about it. But I want to share with you fundamental principles and the systems that will power whatever it is that you're writing as your goals this year, that will power you, that will energize you, that will carry you to be able to do those things that you need to do. So I'm going to be sharing these systems with you. Number 1 is the foundation. The foundation is for you to rethink what goal setting is. And that is why I started with the way I started. I started sharing story about my growing up years and the things that I was intentional about, even though I didn't understand goal setting at the time. It was with the benefit of hindsight that I now realized, oh, I actually have been doing goal setting since I was like age 12, 13, but I didn't just know it was goal setting. At the time, I understood it as New Year resolution. So yes, I had New Year resolution, but for me, it was years of preparation, not even 1 year, that got me thinking about the fact that I wanted to make my A levels and make it a distinction level. Do you see? So I've actually been doing goal setting, but I need you to rethink what goal setting is, because it's going to be a major game changer in how you approach this thing going forward. If the goals that you've written or the ones that you are going to write, if you will be able to turn them to gold, because that is where the juice is. That is the heart of the matter. There's no point setting goals. In fact, don't set goals if you're not going to work on them. Don't set goals if you're not going to take yourself to a higher level and demand a higher level of discipline from yourself that will allow you to be able to achieve those goals. Who are you deceiving? Don't deceive yourself. Don't set goals if you know that you will not take yourself serious enough to work on those goals. Don't set goals. But if you want to elevate your life, if you want to elevate your result, if you want to become a better person, then you must be committed to doing the work. Yeah, that is where rubber meets road. You must commit yourself to understanding the systems that help people to translate goals to gold, to extraordinary results. Many people set goals based on external expectations, what people expect from you. Maybe you have other mentors, or you find yourself in a coaching community, or you found yourself within your church. Maybe you have this group and everybody is setting goals, and you two are like, let me too set my goals. So let it not look like I don't have goals. Like in my church, for instance, I attend Daystar. When you're coming to church on 31st, they will tell you, come with your goals. So you can imagine that there are many people that will come to church on the 31st, moving into the new year, who have written things that they don't understand how they are going to translate it to results. They have written goals because they said you must come with your goals. So that when they say, yeah, lift your goals to God and be praying about it, you have something to lift. Some people really don't understand what it's going to take from them to translate those goals to gold. So I need you to shift your thinking. Imagine you as a career professional who has set a goal this year, for instance, that you want to be promoted. That's the goal that you have set. If your goal is not aligned with your bigger why, you don't even know why you are desiring to be promoted. Because if you understand your why and your goals are aligned with your bigger why, then you will realize, okay, so why do I want to be promoted? You would ask that question, why? And your why could be that you want to gain financial freedom, because you know that when you get promoted, your salary would also increase, Abi. So your promotion will come with salary increase. So for you, it is really not the promotion that is the big deal. It is the money that comes with the promotion and the fact that you can do so much more with the money. That is why you are setting this goal of I want promotion. For some other people, it is because they want to make impact in their field, in their industry. That's why they are desiring promotion. Do you know that if you'll understand why you want promotion, maybe your approach to getting the promotion will be different. If your why is really that I want to begin to actively work on this journey of financial freedom, I want to get serious with my personal finance this year. I want to save and invest, say, 2 million naira by the end of the year. And I feel like through my promotion, I'll be able to get this additional money that I can put towards that. Do you know that you can begin to think about how you're going to get financial freedom even outside of promotion? Because ultimately, what you're looking for is financial freedom. It's not just the promotion. So you would realize that in thinking about how you're going to achieve that financial freedom, promotion is just one way to it. There are many other ways by which you can actually position yourself on the journey of financial freedom. One of it could be that you begin to leverage your talent and gifts. I have kids that are age 12 and 10. My 10-year-old is, an upcoming artist. Yeah. So she does her artwork and everything. And I encourage her to do so because I realize that I want to raise kids that have possibilities of how they can make money. It's not so much about the job they are doing. I want to show them how they can translate their talents and their gifts to value so that value also flows to them. Do you see? My children have financial goals for this year, and my daughter has said, from my art, I want to make X amount of money from my art, from the sale of my artwork. So I'm sharing this with you to say, if financial freedom was your goal, was your why for saying, I want promotion, then you will realize that financial freedom can be achieved in several ways. It may mean that you begin to monetize your talent. It may mean that you begin to position yourself as a thought leader. It may mean that you begin to find ways to distill your experience, your expertise, the things that you know, and you start teaching others, and then you charge for it. It may mean that you start to look for alternative sources of income, because the why is financial freedom. The why is not really promotion. Does it make sense to you? So you must understand why you want what you want. You must understand the bigger why that is informing the goals that you're setting. So before you write a goal, please write your why statement first. That why statement is also what will carry you on the days you wake up and you don't feel like working on your goals. That is what will carry you. That is what will power you. Why is this goal important to me? Ask yourself that question. What impact will achieving it have on my life and the life of other people? By the time you start to ask those questions, even those goals that you're writing will become clearer to you. But if you don't understand the why behind your goal, the goal itself will not carry weight. The goal will not wake you in the night. The goal will not make you to sit up and rise to the demand of what is required. So you need to shift your thinking about how you see your goals by anchoring it within your why. Your why is also a function of your purpose. Why am I here? What is my life supposed to be about? Why am I setting this goal? What do I want to achieve? If I make money, to what end? What is the purpose? Why? That why question can be a game changer in how you begin to see yourself as an individual, in how you begin to allocate your time and the things that you allocate your time to, in the kind of access that you allow into your life and the people that you allow to take your time. That why will change a lot of things about you. It will give you a very vivid mental picture. Yes, Mary. It will give you a mental picture that is so vivid, is so compelling. It will wake you up to get the job that you need to do done. Nobody needs to motivate you. Nobody needs to say, oh yeah, work on your goal today. No, 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 no. It will carry you. The energy that you will need to achieve those goals come from the place of understanding your why. I'm just telling you. Don't go and write goals that you don't understand why you're writing them. That being said, I'll move to number two. Number two is that you need to be crystal clear. Crystal clear clarity on the goals that you are setting. You must be able to set what is called SMART goals, and I'm sure we've all heard about SMART goals. Your goals must be measurable. How am I going to know when I have achieved this goal? It must be something that is achievable. And funny enough, my daughter said to me something this year. For the first time, this is the first year she's setting a financial goal. She said to me, she said, Mommy, I want to save 200,000 this year. That was what she said. She said, I want to save 200,000 this year. And then I want to save another 10,000. That 10,000 is for something that I want to buy for myself. So I said, okay, so there are two financial goals. There's a 10,000 and then there's a 200,000. How are we going to do it? She said, the 10,000 is for this thing, and she described the thing that she wanted to buy with it. I said, so where is the 10,000 going to come from? She said she's going to get it from family and friends. All the monies that aunties and uncles and everything are giving her. And then when she behaves well and we give her money, we dash her money, that she's going to be in her best behavior so that she can, get a lot of rewards. That she's going to be putting, that money aside. She actually has two different, what's that thing called that you put money inside? She has two different ones, you know. So she said she's going to be putting the money inside one of them for that purpose. And guess what? She already has the 10,000 because, I was just in a meeting with one of my mentors and I mentioned to him while we were talking that, oh, my daughter just turned 10. And before you knew it, he just counted 10,000 and spoke to her on the phone and sent her 10,000 naira. You see? So I said to her, I said, your goal is very small. You need to up level this your goal because you can actually make this 10,000 naira that you want to use for chop money. Yeah, you can actually make it in one day. So I said to her, there was something profound that she said. And I said to her, I said, now that you have achieved this your 10,000 naira goal, don't you think that this your 200,000 naira goal for your savings, you should increase it as well? She said, well, mommy, you see, this is the first time I'm setting a financial goal. I don't just want to say I want to make 1 million because you're going to tell me, how am I going to make it? Because honestly, when she told me 200, thousand naira. I said, how are you going to make it? So she told me, well, mommy, I started creating my art portfolio. So I'm going to be selling my artwork, and I'm going to do a lot more, create more artwork. I said, so after this, your artwork, and what else? She said, well, she's been looking to start a business. So she wants to do pastries like bake cakes and cookies and chin chin, and then healthy smoothie. I said, oh, okay. But you don't know how to bake yet. She said, well, mommy, I will have to learn. So I would need your help so that you can get somebody that can teach me. So maybe I can be doing that every Saturday. I said, so how are we going to pay for this person that is coming to teach you? She said, well, mommy, you will have to invest. And then me too, I'll put some of my money to pay the person. So what she's saying to me is that I'm forcing her to think about how she's going to make this at 200K. And guess what? The young lady said, mommy, don't put me under pressure to go and set a goal that I don't know how I'm going to achieve it. So I cannot say I'm going to make 1 million or save 1 million when I've not even done 200,000. So let me start with 200,000 that my brain can capture how I'm going to make it. So that if I start doing my artwork and I learn how to do this cookies and cakes and stuff like that, maybe I can start selling it in church or take some to school for my friends and they can buy. I said, oh, that's fantastic. I said, and what else? And what else can you do? She said to me, well, mommy, I talk. I said, yes, of course, I know you talk. And she does, she's always hosting events in our school because she's such a talkative. Like, she has a gift of speaking. Let me not say she's a talkative. She has a gift of words and a gift of speaking. And those of you that have met her before, you can attest to this. So she says, mommy, I'm going to start talking. Like, maybe I can start hosting my friend's birthday, you know, and I said to her, oh, that's true. Do you know so person that you went for her birthday? The person that hosted the birthday, they actually paid the person 100,000 naira. How about if you go and meet the parents of your friend and say, I'm going to host my friend's birthday, pay me 10,000 naira. I said, by the time you do it for 10 people, you would have made 100,000 naira. Now, see how I'm breaking it down for a 10-year-old girl. My point is, you must be able to break your goals into actionable steps. What are you going to do? She knows that she can sit by herself and do some artwork and she can present it and rub it on some aunties and some uncles and force them to buy. But she's also willing to learn something else. She said, mommy, I'm interested in knowing how to do chin chin and all of those things, and I want to learn. She's supposed to be writing common entrance this year. So I said, madam, you're going to wait to finish your common entrance before we start all these things that you want to do. And she's happy with that. And we decided, okay, this is the time you're going to do your common entrance. And that is when you can start this, your pastry business and pastry, whatever that you want to do. See, I'm sharing all of this with you to let you know that there is no goal setting that just happen by itself. There is no goals that just translate to results by itself. You must be deliberate. You must look at your life. You must look at the architecture of your life as it is right now and say, how must my life change to be able to accommodate these goals that I'm setting? I usually say to people very jokingly, when I wanted to start my consulting business, because it was when I was in my corporate career, 9 to 5, that I also started my consulting business. What that meant was that I could only talk to my clients after 5 p.m. Do you see? So I had a 5 to 9 business that I was doing, which was my consulting. So I was speaking to my clients in the night. If I had coaching session, if I had consulting session, if I had training session, it had to be in the evenings. Even when I went live on Instagram in those days, it had to be in the evenings after work. And then my weekends. Do you see? My weekends were converted to training time. That was the time I had to go to clients' offices to train. That was the time I had to do my own open workshops. That was the time to do anything else that I wanted to do. Guess what? I had to look into my life and ask myself, what must give? What has to give for me to be able to accommodate this new goal? And this was in 2018 that I was having this conversation with myself, because I launched my consulting business fully in 2019. I was asking myself this question, 2018, what has to give as a corporate executive? I was a C-suite executive. So imagine what my life was like. And then I wanted to build my consulting business on the side because I knew where I was going. One of the things that I had to give was my hair. I used to say these things jokingly. Those days I will fix hair, we'll do Ghana weaving, we'll do all of those things. Guess what? I realized that I wouldn't have time to go and sit for 3, 4, 5 hours in the salon doing hair. So that time had to go. And that was how come I became somebody that was carrying low cuts everywhere. And thankfully, it fitted me. People liked it, right? So I've been carrying my signature look like this since 2018. It wasn't a fashion thing for me. Oh. It was a way by which I made room in my life for more. I knew that I did not have time to go and sit down in salon and be wasting time doing whatever, because I knew that that time had to be converted to productive hours where I'm making money, where I'm adding value to my clients. Do you see? So I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. One of the things that I also had to make room for in my life was I couldn't do a lot of parties anymore. So I would send my money on errand. So I will look at the party. If it's a party that you are better off if I send you money than me actually going there, I will send you money and I will free up that time to go and make bigger money. Do you see? So I don't attend random parties. I don't buy ashwebi. I don't do those things. I don't know how you people get yourself roped into buying ashwebi. I don't. Even when I did my wedding, there was no ashwebi. I picked color. In 2010, I was that clear. I said, I will not put anybody under the stress of ashwebi, because me too, I will not buy. So when I don't buy your own, you will not be angry. Because I did not force you to buy during my own time. So please. So there were decisions I had to make in my life. I was so clear about where I was going financially. I was so clear on my journey of financial freedom that there were some decisions I made unapologetically. Ashwebi is a family wear. Sorry, I forgot that we're not all Nigerians on this platform. Ashwebi is like this attire that we all wear, like tribals. Imagine all of us in tribe picking something like this, and we're saying, all of us should wear it. That's Ashwebi. That's something that you pick for, like everybody to wear. So you are showing up as a family. Uniformed attire. Thank you so much, Temitope, for helping me. Uniformed attire. So it's a thing in Nigeria, where people go to parties and they must wear the same attire, laces, this and that. And those things can cost a lot of money. By the time you see how much you spend going for everybody's party and buying uniform attire for everybody's party, a significant portion of your salary could be going into that. So I made up my mind. No, 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 no. I'm not going to walk into this trap. I am not doing Ashwebi. If I've ever done Ashwebi since I started earning money, if I ever did, maybe one or two. And the second one that I did was very recent. It was very recent because it was for my mentor. Her daughter was getting married, and she was a mentor that I really revered. I'm like, this my mentor has done well for me. Oh, this was a mentor that had opened doors, brought business in millions. So I could not say I won't buy the Ashwebi now. Plus, the Ashwebi was less than 100K, so it was okay. I could do that one, but I wouldn't put myself under that pressure. Before I derail, we're talking about crystal clarity on your goals. Your goals must be such that you're able to break it down. Break it down, break it down. Any goal that you cannot break down, that you're able to say, today, this is what I will do about this goal. By this month, this is what I will have done about this goal. That goal, it's not going to be achieved. Let me just tell you, point blank. Any goal that you cannot break down and see something that you can do about it every single day, guess what? That goal it will not see the light of day. So your goal must be smart, it must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be time bound, it must be realistic. Don't put yourself under pressure. Okay, don't put yourself under pressure. Like my daughter, she said, Mommy, I'm not just going to say I want to now make 1 million when I've not made 200. Let me start with 200. At least my small head can figure out how to make 200. And then maybe when I make 200, I can now up my goal and then, take it up like that. For some of you, that may be where you have to start. To thyself be true. Okay? You're not showing any report card to anybody. To thyself be true. If you're a business person, rather than say, oh, I want to grow my business this year, that's not a goal. I want to grow my business. What does grow your business look like? Rather than say that, say, I want to increase the monthly revenue for my business by 20%. Okay? And then how are you going to do that? By maybe launching a customer referral program by end of Q1. Do you see? So between January and end of Q1, you must put things in place to be able to create that customer referral program. You must have informed your customers. You must have been able to say this is what is in it for you. Do you understand? You must have looked at your product or your services and ask yourself, how are we going to make 20% increase in our revenue? Is it by creating more of this product? Is it by increasing our marketing budget? Is it by going after our clients and pushing more of these products to them? Is it by increasing our subscriber base or our customer base? How? That's how you set actionable goals. You must be able to break it down. Okay, you must be able to break it down. Use the SMART framework. Anything that you're writing, let it answer the question of specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, or realistic, and time bound. Then another thing I'm going to say to you, create your 12-year roadmap with deadlines. Any goal that you're setting that does not have timelines to it, you're wasting your time. You need to find a way to trick your brain. Do you understand? Because it is when you put timelines that you give work to your brain. Your brain begins to work on those goals that you have set. Because you now have a timeline that you're working towards. You have deadline for every milestone that you want to achieve. So create a 12-month roadmap. If it is a project that is time bound, maybe something that you're going to achieve in 3 months, what must happen in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4? You must be clear like that. Because if you have not gotten to a level of realistic goals or realistic actions going into the things you want to achieve, you will just realize that 3 months is here and you've not even started. And then you keep pushing it forward. So divide your big goals into smaller chunks. Sometimes we set goals that are so overwhelming that we can't even take action. We can't even move. We're just stuck in I'm still thinking about it. I'm still fine tuning it. And then analysis paralysis sets in. So you must be able to break it down to the smallest goal possible or smallest step possible that you're able to do something about your goals on a daily basis that takes you to achieving those goals. Number 2 or 3 things that I'm going to say to you about this particular one before I move forward is that use technology to your advantage. There's something I started doing, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I started journaling. I realized that half the time I'm always on my phone, like I always have my phone with me. Is it I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn. My phone is always with me. So the idea of journaling and writing, I realized that most times I forget to journal. A week will have passed and I realized, I haven't journaled today. Like the days were just passing by. And maybe I just didn't have that time to sit down and write. Guess what? I went to download the journal app and I want you to go and look for it as well. There's something called the journal app. Go and look for it. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the WhatsApp for you. Go and look for it. I started to journal on my phone. So what I used to do was when I wake up in the morning, after I've said my prayers, right, and do my morning devotion, I will go on my journal app. Talk about, it will ask you questions. What are you grateful for today? Right? Write 1 or 2, 3, or two to three things that you're grateful for. It helps me to get centered in the day, to just reflect the things I'm grateful for, the things that I want to do today. So I began to use that journal app as my to-do list almost. Okay. And then, once I'm done with that, that is the morning. And then in the evening, you now go back to the things that you've written. So anything that I don't write in my journal app most times may never get done. That is how I have now been using the journal app. Apart from the fact that I'm using it to journal my thoughts, the ideas that are coming to me, right? I'm putting them down. The things that I need to do about the things that have come to me, about my goals, I also put them down on that journal app. So in the evening, the last thing I also do before I turn to my bed to sleep is to go back to that journal app. It will ask you questions like, what was the highlight of the day for you? So he forces me to reflect on my day, to find lessons. What new thing did I learn today? What frustration did I encounter? How did I navigate the challenges that I faced? How much of the things that I said I was going to do today did I actually achieve? It helps to set me on track. It helps me to know the days that I was productive and the days that I was not productive. And the days that I was not productive, I begin to ask myself, why was I not as productive today? And then I begin to see it. This is your own system that you can build around your life that will make you effective this year. I'm just telling you the things that I do that have worked for me. There are other apps like Trello, there is Asana. There are many of them that you can use to track progress and keep yourself accountable. I'm happy that you're in this beautiful community, and I encourage you to find accountability partners who will get there, and I will show you how I've also used that for myself. There's nothing I'm coming here to tell you that I'm not already doing or that I've not been doing for years. So it's not something that I woke up to yesterday and then I'm coming to teach it. No, it is something that I have done in my life that has produced result for me, and I believe it can produce result for you as well. Okay. Number three, you need to build a success blueprint. I'm going to be a bit fast because our time is fast spent. What are you learning? Just drop it for me in the chat. Okay. What are the things that are coming through to you? What's your own word that you're hearing from all the things that I've shared? Just drop it for me in the chat box. I hope you came with your own water or juice. Did you get my email? Come with water. Hydrate. All right. Start journaling. To thyself be true. Creating success systems. Fantastic. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. The next point I'm going to share with you is that you must build your own success blueprint. It must be unique to you. You can't copy my own. You can't do copy and paste. You know what successful people do? They reverse re-engineer their outcomes. That's what they do. They reverse engineer their outcomes. They start with the end in mind. They paint a picture of what that end will look like. What does success look like for you? What is December going to look like for you? Can you write your statement at the end of December and write it in present tense as if you are writing about the things that have already happened, or in past tense rather, as if it has already happened? Use it to trick your brain. Your brain does not know timing. No. Today is December 31st, 2025. I look back and I see the amazing results that I already have. I see, the promotion that I got. I got a promotion this year. I got 2 level up. My salary increased from XY to XY. I launched my business this year, or I launched a different expression of my talent this year. I did this, I did that. I built a new relationship. I got into this program that I've been wanting to do. Just write it as if you've already done it. Do you understand? Write it. I launched my book. I had a launch party or a launch event for my book. It was attended by over 100 people. My book sold out. The first 3,000 copies that I printed actually got sold out in less than 3 months. Write it like that. Trick your brain. Trick your brain to imagine that you've already achieved those goals. That's what successful people do. These things are not hard. Very simple things that they do. If you learn it, it will work for you. Reverse engineer your outcomes, what you want to see by the end of this year, and then start with the end in mind. Begin to now identify the pillars. What are the areas that you must set goals in? Your career, your business, your finances, your health, your relationships, your personal growth. Begin to look at these pillars and ask yourself specific questions. What should my finance look like at the end of this year? What should my health look like at the end of this year? There was a time I had a health goal where I said I wanted to go back to 65 kg. And I think at the time I was like maybe 81 or something. And I had set a goal that I wanted to be on 65, and I set a goal that year. What I needed to do was to change my diet, exercise, and everything that I knew I had to do. And I did it, and I realized that I came down significantly. I was on 71. And after a while, I realized that 71 was like an ideal, you know, weight for me. And I decided, you know what, okay, it's fine. I'm going to be between 70, 71. It's okay for me. So I adjusted that goal. But guess what? I moved from 81 to 71. And I've maintained it your goal. Then focus on the top three game changing things. Three to five things that if you do it, it's going to change the game for you. Don't try to do too many things. Even across all these different pillars, don't set too many goals. When I set the goal around my health, it was because I wanted to start eating healthy. Yeah. So it wasn't just about weight goal. I knew that if I start eating healthy, my weight will fall in place. I wanted to drink more water. So whenever I go around, I have a bottle with me. So that encourages me to drink water. Do you see? So it will inform the actions that you will also start taking to make sure that you eat healthy, you do the things that you're supposed to do. So make sure that you ask yourself, what is the end that I'm trying to achieve? How am I going to achieve it? That's the strategy. All the things that you then need to do will start coming to you. And then how am I going to measure success? How will I know whether I've achieved it? It needs to be clear to you. You need to define it by yourself. The templates I'm going to share with you will have all of these things, and I hope that it helps you. All right. Number four thing is that you must then develop a gold mindset, meaning that you are not just going to achieve mediocre results and tell yourself it is okay and be giving excuses. Sometimes you may have to shift your mindset and be able to embrace challenges, step out of your comfort zone. There are many things that you will need to do that will mean that you are really, really stepping out of your comfort zone to make sure that you achieve your goals this year. That's how you translate your. Do you know how gold is made? Gold, raw gold, actually goes through fire. And it is that refining process. It is through that refining process that the gold that we all love emerges. So think about how you are going to turn your goals to gold and tell me that you will not go through fire. Mhm. So let that sit in into your consciousness that in some areas of my life, I must be prepared to go through the refining fire that will burn all the debris, that will burn all the anyhowness in my life, and I will emerge a more valuable person. Okay? So be ready to step out of your comfort zone. Be ready to step out of the anyhowness or the things that you do just anyhow. No, 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 no. It's not okay. Don't tell yourself it is okay because it is not okay. Every year should not leave you in the same place that you were last year. You should emerge and become a more valuable person. And for you to become a more valuable person, it must mean that you allow yourself to pass through that refining fire. Some habits must drop. Some new habits you must embrace compulsorily. Do you get it? I love affirmations. Affirmations are great. So speak the words of affirmation that puts you in the energy that you will need to be able to carry your goals. As you reverse engineer your outcomes, speak to yourself about it as well. Tell yourself, I'm building a thriving business. Money flows to me effortlessly. I will do work that will be excellent. I will command the attention of kings and princes. I will get access of, high caliber men and women because my work will speak for me. I will do excellent work that will bring me top dollar. Come on, speak to yourself. Speak to yourself. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to share with you, number five, that I'm going to share with you, is the power of daily habits. The power of daily habits. I've already shared with you the power of ruthless focus, the power of time management. This is not the year that you will allow anybody to mess you up or waste your time. And then you yourself should not waste your time. The goal that you want to achieve, the gold inside it, is in your calendar. Write that in the chat. The gold in your goal is in your calendar. So every day must count. The gold in your gold is in your calendar. Many people fail because they just scatter their energy across too many priorities, chasing too many things. People are calling you to come and do this, come and do that. You say yes to everything. This is the year that you will change that habit. You're not going to say yes to everything because you don't have the bandwidth for everything. You only have 24 hours in a day, and your energy level is not even the same across the 24 hours. You need to understand yourself enough to know when you are at your sharpest. I know myself so well. I know that when it is like this time of the night, I can't do anything that will make me task my brain in terms of creative thinking. No. This is a time that I choose to meditate. This is the times that I read because I'm easing out of the hustle and bustle of the day. This is the time that I read. Very early in the morning, as early as 4 a.m., 5 a.m., that's where I do my creative thinking because that is when I'm sharpest. You must understand your energy levels and play to your strength. There's some of you that are better in the evenings or in the night. That's where creative ideas come to you. I'm not like that, not anymore. Maybe when I was younger and I was studying in the night, well, I was yeah, I was doing that. But I saw how my energy level has shifted over the years. So I leverage my mornings. You can't get me into an early morning meeting, except that meeting, except that meeting is a very serious meeting. Even my client meeting, I schedule it in a way that allows me to have that thinking time in the morning because that is when I create. That is when I'm in the most creative part of my day. So I don't joke with it. I don't joke with it. So understand yourself like that. Use the 80-20 rule because 20% of your action is what is going to yield 80% of your result. So this is the year that you will leverage your strength, leverage yourself more so that you can build better. Someone says, I'm more creative at night. Fantastic. There are people like that. They're more creative at night when everybody else is sleeping. That's where, ideas begin to flow and inspiration begins to flow and they just get things done. There are people like that. Know yourself. Identify one or two habits that you will need to drive your goal and incorporate it. Okay? Identify those habits that you need to incorporate it to drive your goals and start doing it. Then there's something that I do. I do time blocking. I use things like Google Calendar to do time blocking, meaning that between so time and so time, this is what I'm doing. And then from this time to this time, I'm doing this. Sometimes that work as well because you can just go on and you realize that 6 hours has gone. And then you're asking yourself, what have I done in 6 hours? But if you give yourself time block of maybe 2 hours, it helps you to check yourself. So that maybe in the last 2 hours, you were not as productive or you spent your time doing something that was not as productive. Then you're able to check yourself and ensure that the next 2 hours, you're able to focus on things that are more productive. Do you see what I mean? Because you may have found that out of the 2 hours, maybe 1 hour of it you were on Instagram before you knew it, from moving from one page to the other, you just began to look at things that just, took you where you did not want to go. Do you see? So for me, most of the time, except I go to Instagram or any of the social media platform to post, and when I'm posting, as soon as I'm done posting, I'm out. I may not come back again until evening because I know how these things work. By the time you check, you just see something that pops up and say, what is that? And then you check. Before you know it, 30 minutes is gone. That's your life going like that. That's your productive day going like that. So you must understand yourself so well. I don't have any notifications coming up on my phone. I hate it because it's so distracting. Nothing does pim pim, pim pim, or anything on my phone or my laptop. They are very distracting. So all notifications are on mute on my devices. That's me. You need to your top goal, the things that are important that you must achieve. If your goal this year is that you want to write a book, make sure that every day you allocate at least 1 to 2 hours writing at least a chapter or a part of a chapter, or thinking about the chapter, or doing something that helps you to be able to write the book that you're writing. Let every day contribute to that book writing, otherwise that book will not come alive. I'm launching a book this year, so I know what I'm talking about, right? So if your goal is to get healthier, if your goal is to lose weight, then ask yourself, what must I do? Does it mean that I must walk 5,000 steps on a daily basis? How am I going to make sure I do that? How do I hold myself accountable? Do you understand? So you have to think about that. Does it mean that I have to drink 2 liters of water every day? And just like me, you have to carry your bottle with you everywhere so that you make sure that you drink 2 bottles of liters of water. Is this making sense to you? Is this making sense? Awesome. The next point I'm going to be sharing with you is now accountability, which I mentioned earlier. Apart from holding yourself accountable, also let other people hold you accountable. Find people that are at your level, people that are going somewhere like you, people that want to do better with their lives like you, especially if you are in this Thrive community. Make sure you're not just there and you're just folding your hands and just watching. Find someone. That's why we told you guys to introduce yourself. Now, that introduction is not just so that we can keep the place flowing or so that the place will not just be quiet. No, it is for you to find someone who is probably in your industry or who is aligned to the goal you're trying to achieve or is already doing something that you want to do, and you can send a message to that person to say, we're both in the Thrive community. My name is XYZ. Please, can you be my accountability partner? This thing that you're doing is something that I also want to do this year. And so because I see you do it, I know that you can definitely show me the ropes. You can hold me accountable on the things that I need to do to be able to do it as well. Do you see? So make sure you go in there after today's this session today. Go and find someone that can be your accountability partner. I have accountability partners, and there is one in particular. We meet every Friday. Every Friday. That's what we're asking ourselves. You said you want to buy a property and you're trying to raise X amount. How much have you raised? You said you were going to do this professional exam. How far have you paid for it? Are you studying for it? When are you going to write the exam? Do you understand? Every Friday, we speak for like 30 minutes, 1 hour. What we're saying is we're charging ourselves because you know that you're going to tell me what you've done. And you don't want to come week after week. And the story is, I've not really done much, No, 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 no. You need people that are serious. You don't need time wasters. You don't need people that are going to be giving you excuses that are not going anywhere. Do you understand? So you need to find these people and hold yourself accountable. In this circle, in this Thrive community, find your accountability circle. They don't have to be many, even if it's one person that you respect, that you don't want to look bad before and look like an unserious person. Find that person. Share your weekly progress with that person. Share your goals with that person. Do you understand? And then track yourself as well. Hold yourself accountable. I'm not going to sweat that. I already mentioned to you, being number 7 now, focus on systems, not just goals. Don't focus on the goals that you've written. Focus on the systems that will help you to deliver the goals. This year, I have a number of books that I want to read. I'm reading 3 books this month already. These books that I'm reading, I've read them before. Number 1 is Hello Tomorrow by Cindy Trim. Where I am right now, in my life, I'm in a creative zone. I'm creating a lot of things. Part of my creation is this mentorship circle that you have joined. Yeah? And I immediately it came to me, I got into action. I got into action immediately. That's why you are here today. You are part of the result of my goals. Okay? Hello Tomorrow. That's a book I'm reading this January. This same January. All these books, I've read them before. I'm reading them again. Right? Believe Bigger by Marshawn Evans. Believe Bigger by Marshawn Evans. And then this other book, Majestic Manifesto, Debola Dejokoromi. These are the 3 books that I'm eating. You know why? I need to see farther. I need to dream bigger. If I think that I've achieved something in 2024, there is a next level to that thing. So I'm in my creative zone. And as I'm meditating, I'm brooding over the ideas that are in my heart. I'm reading these books and they are spurring me on, widening my imagination, helping me to expand my mind on what is possible. The books, again, Hello Tomorrow by Dr. Cindy Trim. For those of you that are asking, we'll also drop it in the group. If you're interested, you can go get it. Hello Tomorrow by Dr. Cindy Trim. Those are the books I'm reading this January. Believe Bigger. Believe Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. Okay? And then the third one that I'm reading is Majestic Manifesto by Debola Dejukunrumi. Those are the three books that I'm reading this year. Oh, fantastic. Amazing. You see? You see that? Temidoka said DDK mentioned two of these books earlier today at a conference I attended. You see, those are the books I'm reading. I recommend it to you as well. So this is double confirmation. If you don't have it, go and buy it. Go and buy it. Those are the things that make successful people. Oh, I'm bringing you behind the scenes to come and show you the things that I'm doing. I'm not a superwoman. I am a woman that understands systems and structures. That is all. And I take myself so seriously, right? That I am intentional about the actions that I'm supposed to take, and I take them. I don't wait for somebody to come and tell me, oh, have you? Have you not? Will you? Will you not? No. I take myself so seriously. Please do the same. Okay? Focus on the systems, focus on the things that you must do. If your goal is to increase your investment, you want to build a wealth portfolio, then you have to think of how am I going to automate my savings so that I'm not just going to be talking about it and then by June you're still saying the same thing. How am I going to also automate my savings so that when money comes into my account, a portion of it just gets wired into my savings account, and then from then I can invest from there? Am I going to read a financial literacy book this year to even understand how to do better with my money? How am I going to track my expenses? I have one Excel, Google Sheet that I use to track my personal finances. Don't say because this one is a finance guru, all those things you will have, you understand it. No, no. Because if I don't track, I may lose track of a lot of things. So I track. Despite what I know about personal finance today, I track, sir, ma. You too should track. Okay? Know where your money is going. Don't tell me, money, I just make money, I don't know how I'm spending it. No, 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 that is carelessness. Take yourself seriously. Number 8 thing that I'm going to ask you to do is regular review. You must review your goals regularly. Schedule time on a weekly basis. How did I do this week? Okay? I review daily. That's why I use that journal app. I say what I want to do in the morning. I write, the thoughts that are coming to my mind. I write the things that I'm grateful for. I set the tone for the day. And then I go about my day. And then before I sleep, I go back to my journal app. I write the highlights of the day, the things that I achieved. If they had, if there were any challenges, how did I navigate it? Maybe I didn't even navigate it, If I didn't do well with it, I also write it there and tell myself what I'm going to do better. Do you understand? If there are goals that I wrote or things that I said I was going to do and I didn't get to do them, I would also write it. Oh, I said I was going to do this thing today, but I couldn't do it because of this and that. This is what I'm going to do better tomorrow so that I can do it. Do you see? Regular reviews. If daily is too much for you, weekly. Find someone that you touch base with on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. That is why you must be able to break your goals down to smaller bites so that it's not overwhelming. Okay? It's not overwhelming. There are some programs I'm already working on that I'm going to launch this January. I have to stay on my goals. There are daily actions that must happen. Otherwise, it will not come to life. Do you understand? So you must be able to do regular reviews and make adjustments where necessary. The last part that I love so much that I'm going to share with you, this one I wasn't doing it for a very long time, is to celebrate your wins. Sometimes because I feel like the things that I've achieved are the things that I already saw in my mind's eyes before. So when they eventually happen, it looks like, oh, this thing is happening a second time. I don't know if you guys have had that experience before where the thing that you really wanted to achieve, when it eventually now happens, you just feel like, yeah, thank God for that. We're grateful. And then you move on to the next thing like that. You don't take it in. You don't take time to celebrate it. Take time to celebrate it. That used to be me. Because I just move on. Because yes, we have achieved it now. So, and what else? What next? What next? No, don't move too quickly to what next. Celebrate your wins. If you said you were going to save 1 million naira and you hit your goal of 1 million naira, buy something for yourself or take yourself out. Take yourself and to fine dining, you know, and eat in a very lovely, nice restaurant, or just buy something for yourself to celebrate yourself for achieving that milestone. Do you understand? If there's something that you decided you were going to do and you actually achieve that thing, celebrate it. It's not every time you have to celebrate by spending money. Oh. You can find ways by celebrating, but celebrate you shall. So find a way to celebrate it. Okay? You said you were going to write your book and you eventually completed writing the book. Celebrate it. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself some reward. Okay? Give yourself some reward. So those are the systems that I use. Those are the systems that has powered my goal setting for the past 20 years. I told you I started, writing my goals. I started working on my goals from 2005. That was when I started documenting my goals. It's 20 years this year. I should do an anniversary of goal setting, shouldn't I? I should do an anniversary of goal setting, and celebrate it. But I look back and I see the results that I've been able to achieve by conscious and intentional goal setting. And I can tell you for free, it's not about the goals that I set. It is the person that I became by the things that I did or the things that I chose not to do. It is the systems that I built around my life. It is the structure within which I have put myself, the architecture of my life that allowed me to be able to do things that I needed to do. So, on that note, I want you to begin to drop your, the things that resonate with you. What is your biggest takeaway from this class today? Team Trivers, can you drop the link? I want you to drop the link. There's a link, an evaluation form that I would like for you to fill. Just share what resonates with you. But before we do that, just type for me in the chat box. I want to read from you. What is your biggest aha in all of the things that I've shared? What jumped to you? What resonated with you the most in everything that I've shared? What is it? And as you're dropping that, I'm just going to do a recap. Number one, I said you need to align your goals with purpose. You must have your why statement is important. You must have your why statements. You must make your goals smarter. You must build a blueprint and track your progress. You must focus ruthlessly on the key actions that you need to take. You must leverage accountability and celebrate your progress. Which one of these jumped to you? Which one resonated with you? Now, I want you to share one goal that you want to turn to gold in this year of 2025. Just one. I know you have many goals. Write one goal that you want to turn to gold. That this 2025 must not end until I achieve this goal. This one. If I achieve just this one goal, I'm made. If I achieve this one goal this year, I can rest, even if I don't achieve the rest. What is that thing? Write one goal. I want to read from you. CEO Drumwell says, monetize my ecosystem. Okay, that is very broad. I don't know what that is. Monetize my ecosystem. If you can break it down for me, I'd appreciate. Okay, focus on building effective systems. Write one goal. I want you to share with me. What is the one goal that you want to turn to gold in 2025? I want to see you write it in the chat box. Come on, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Start my product management career officially. Fantastic. Brilliant. Brilliant. Finish my master's this year. Wow. Write my PMP exam. Awesome. 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 I want to enroll in a gym class. The very big goal for me. I know. I know. I know. Being the best graduation student in my university. Fantastic. Brilliant. Keep it coming. Accountability partners are important. Like-minded people. Okay, that's the lessons you learned. I want you to share with me one big goal that must turn to gold this year. Start my image consulting business. Brilliant. I love it. I love it. Keep it coming. I want to read from you. What is the one goal that you want to turn to gold this year? Finish my master's this year. Another person. Japa. Okay now. One person wants to achieve Japa this year as a goal. Awesome, awesome. Start teaching online. Good. That is so good. That's so good. That is so good. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Get my business registered and my international passport. Good, good. Build my YouTube channel where godly content are shared. Good. I love it. Fine tune my speaking skills. I love it. I love it. Build systems and structures that will make me productive each day. That is so good. I love that. Reading more about my career to get more informed. Great. So that you can achieve what? Okay? You're reading more about your career to get more informed so that I need you to finish that for me, okay? My biggest takeaway is to take myself seriously and have an accent ability partner. What's that? You should have an accountability partner. I believe that's what you wanted to write. Have an accountability partner. Secure a master scholarship abroad. Building my marketing agency to have free clients. Build a good safety culture at work. Be focused on my artwork and gain more audience this year. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. I love it. I love it. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Do we have any questions? If you have any questions, just type it in the chat box and I'm going to take those questions right away. Okay? Any questions? Is there anything that you want to clarify? We're going to have questions on the WhatsApp group. I will be there, sharing voice notes, expanding on some of the things that we've learned this night, right? And also, if you have questions, the group is going to be open this weekend, so you have an opportunity to also drop your aha on the group, right? So that people that did not join us live, just tell them to come and watch the replay of this session, because hey, there's no way I'm going to go over this. We've done almost an hour 30 minutes, yeah, and I want to keep it under an hour 30 minutes. I don't want it to be more than that. So, do we have any questions? Can we get accountability partners for the community? Of course, that's why we're here. Please go to, if you have not done your, what's that thing called? Introduction. If you've not done your introduction in the group, just go and do it. And if you've done your introduction, go and look at other people's introduction and find who looks like a possible accountability partner for you and reach out to them. That's why we're here. We're not joking. We're not joking. We're here for serious business. Here for serious business. By the next class, when I come back, I'm going to ask you if you've gotten an accountability partner. So make it a task that you're going to get to from today. And I want to see the engagement in the WhatsApp group. I want to see the engagement of people that have now paired themselves as accountability partners. It's important. I know how much it has worked for me, and I want it to work for you as well. So we have an ecosystem of people who are like-minded, who are like you. That's why you have the tribe community. Everybody there, I believe, wants to learn to become somebody better, to elevate their results, and to do well this year, right? So everybody there wants to achieve good things for themselves, and they're serious people. So if you find an accountability partner in that place, then you know that you're in the right place. All right? So make sure you do that. 2025 is the year you are going to break barriers. 2025 is the year you are going to exceed expectations. 2025 is the year you are going to create a life of purpose and abundance, right? The gold isn't just in achieving the goal, it is in you becoming the person you're meant to be in that process. Okay? Let's go and make it happen together, guys. I can't see any questions, so I feel like, come, can you please give me a clearer example for monetize my ecosystem? Maybe we can have that conversation in the WhatsApp group, because I don't understand what monetize my ecosystem is. So maybe your ecosystem is your friends, the people that you are in the same industry, the people that you work with, those are people within your ecosystem. Your industry partners, they are people within your ecosystem. The people that you look up to, who are your mentors, your sponsors, they are part of your ecosystem. The people that look up to you, they are part of your ecosystem. So when you say you want to monetize your ecosystem, you need to then ask yourself, which part of it do I want to monetize? What do I think that my ecosystem needs, that I feel like I have the capacity to be the answer to that need, right? So let's say, for instance, you guys are within my ecosystem. You are also my ecosystem, right? If I feel like you have a need that I can create something that will be of value to you, that I can exchange value for, then I can also think about monetizing my ecosystem. I hope that helps you. All right. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, question. Can you share insight on how you transform knowledge you get from reading books into action plan? This particular book, there is no time I read it that I don't have notes of things that I need to start doing. That's why you need to build a reading culture. So when I read, I don't read so that I can say I have finished 20 books in this year. No. When I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm meditating, I'm asking myself, this thing that I'm reading, how am I going to apply it to my life? Which part of my life does this thing affect? And what am I going to do immediately? So that this knowledge translates to result in my life. So when you read and you gain insight from what you're reading, ask yourself, how am I going to translate this knowledge to action so that it can birth result in my life? That's the way you translate. Ask yourself questions. Okay? Don't just read and write plenty notes. Notes that you will never go back to. Do you understand? Let everything that you are reading, let it translate to results that you are going to take in your life. Do you see what I mean? I hope I answered your question, Bridget. So make sure that on the back of what you're reading, you create an action plan. What am I going to start doing because of this knowledge that I now have about this thing? Let's say you read something and it talks about, how to live a distraction-free life, how to do better with your time. You then need to ask yourself, okay, where are the distractions in my life? What are the things that I'm supposed to, free myself of so that I can do more with my time? You then need to translate it to action like that. Okay. Omoshalewa says to pass my ICSAN exams, to get a virtual assistant. That is you still putting out, the goals that you must want to go this year. Thank you so much for your time. I think I want to just keep it under 90 minutes so that we don't take too long with this session, and so that we will have time also to be able to sit with what we've learned and translate it to action. I need you to meditate. I need you to introspect. I need you to think about everything that you've learned tonight. Don't let this be another, of those webinars, all those coaching sessions, all those whatever that you listen to, and it doesn't mean anything or it doesn't translate to action. I want you to go back into the WhatsApp group and begin to write the next actions that you're going to take. I want to see it. I want to see you engage with your accountability partners, begin to connect with people in the group, and write the things, the immediate things that you're working on. That place, there's nobody that is going to steal your ideas, so don't worry about it. Write it so that when you get it out of your head, you know that you've already put it out. So somebody's going to hold you accountable to it. And you need to also hold yourself accountable. Okay? I need an accountability partner for reading books. Go and find it inside the group. Okay? Go and find it. Go and find it inside the group. So this is where we're going to wrap it up this night. I want to see the engagement in the group. I want to see the things that you're going to do on the back of what you will learn today. Those of you that have not written your goals, the team is going to share um, a goal setting template, right, in the group for you so that you can go and sit this night and begin to write your goals. And for those of you that have written your goals, sit back again on the things that you've written. And based on this new insight, this knowledge that you've gained today, begin to ask yourself, what needs to change? How do I break things down? What are the steps I need to take? And how do I translate these goals to gold? So it's on that note that we're going to wrap it up for today. It's been an amazing time. I enjoyed this conversation that I've had with you. I hope you did. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope that you're going to run with everything that you've learned today. Even the Holy Book, the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, so that he who sees the vision can run with it. You are the visioner. You are the one that is writing the vision. It has to be plain. It has to be clear. That's what make it plain means. Make it clear. Okay? So that he who sees it may run with it. When it is clear, then you can run. If you're a business person, make your goals about your business very clear so that when your team members see it, they can run with it. When your support structure sees it, when your accountability partner sees it, they know how to help you. They can run with it. Thank you so much, my amazing people. It's been an awesome time of sharing with you tonight. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for being a very, very engaged audience. I love all the feedback that I'm getting from the chat. God bless you. I want us to continue the conversation in the WhatsApp group. So that is it for tonight. God bless you. Be excellent. Be extraordinary. I'll see you on the inside.